Thanks for watching. We hope you will enjoy this magical adventure. Don't forget to check out more heartwarming stories on our channel, from brave princes and kind princesses to clever fairies and exciting detective tales. Each one is filled with beautiful lessons about friendship, family, and strong values. Today's story, The Mysterious Gloves. Written by Mukhtar Ahmed, this delightful tale is a true gem, brimming with kindness, mystery, and timeless wisdom. Subscribe to discover more enchanting stories. All rights reserved. The Mysterious Gloves by Mukhtar Ahmed. Azim's house buzzed with excitement as his aunt and maternal uncle's wife arrived with their children. With schools closed for the winter holidays, the families had planned a short trip. Azim's father worked in a small, peaceful town surrounded by villages, farmland, and a wide river. Azim was overjoyed, though he already had friends. In his school and neighborhood, cousins held a special place in his heart. He was thrilled about their visit, and even more excited because his 14th birthday was just 2 days away. With everyone there, it would be a grand celebration. The train had arrived late, so the guests reached home at night. It was past midnight by the time they finished dinner and chatting. Since there was no school the next day, there was no rush to sleep. However, Azim's mother retired early because she had to prepare breakfast for Azim's father, who needed to leave for work. After she left, the gathering slowly dispersed as the tired guests fell into a deep sleep. Azim, however, couldn't sleep. He was too happy and too busy imagining all the fun he would have with his cousins. Eventually, he drifted off, but woke up early the next morning. The guests were still fast asleep. Azim washed his face, offered his prayers with his mother, and decided to go for a morning walk while his mother busied herself in the kitchen. The sky was still dark, and a chill lingered in the air. Even in a warm sweater, he felt cold, so his mother handed him a scarf, which he wrapped around his neck before stepping out. He headed to a nearby park. The chirping of birds in tall trees filled the crisp morning air. The park was deserted. As he strolled along, he noticed a figure sitting on the farthest bench. His first thought was alarming. Could it be someone dangerous? A child abductor? Fearful, he thought about turning back. But just then, something strange happened. The scarf around his neck loosened and floated toward the figure on the bench, as if pulled by an invisible force. "Mother!" Azim cried out, frozen in place. His legs felt weak. He regretted stepping out so early, especially in the dark. Before he could react further, the figure stood up and began walking toward him. Azim's fear intensified. He couldn't even scream. It felt like something had gripped his throat. "Hey, Mama's boy, here's your scarf," the figure called out. As the person came closer, Azim saw that it was a boy, seemingly his own age. "Who are you, brother?" Azim asked, swallowing hard. "Now you call me brother because you're scared," the boy replied with a laugh, then his tone grew somber. "I'm very unfortunate. I wish I could live like a normal boy again." Azim was moved by the sadness in the boy's voice. Before he could ask anything, a small bird flew past them. The boy raised his hand and opened his fist. The bird, mid-flight, turned back and landed gently in his palm. Seeing this, Azim's eyes widened in shock. His stomach churned. He sat down on the grass, trembling. The boy released the bird and sat beside him. "I want to go home, to my mom," Azim said, inching away. The boy chuckled. "You're my age, but you're acting like a baby. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. Look, I even gave your scarf back." I could have kept it, but I didn't. But you're strange, Azim said nervously. Are you a magician or something? If I were a magician, I'd be living in a castle, holding a princess captive and begging her to marry me, the boy said with a grin, though his smile quickly faded. People think I'm a magician. All my friends abandoned me. I wander alone. But I'm not a magician. Then how do you do these things? Only magicians can, Azim said. My name is Inam, the boy replied. Want to hear my story? It might lighten my burden. Touched by his tone, Azim nodded. Yes, tell me. Maybe it'll help you feel better. You seem like a good boy, just mysterious. Inam smiled and began, a few days ago, I left for school. But I'd fallen in with a mischievous group who often skipped classes. That day, instead of going to school, I went to the river to explore and maybe catch some fish. At the river bank, I met an old man. He looked strange and somewhat frightening. He smiled and asked, Here to catch fish, boy? Then he extended his hand toward the river, and to my amazement, several small fish jumped right into his palm. He filled a plastic bag with water, placed the fish inside, and handed it to me. Unlike you, I wasn't scared. I was curious, though perhaps a bit foolish. I asked him how he did it. He said, I can't explain it, but I can give you this power if you want. You seem like a good boy. Flattered, I agreed. I noticed he wore gloves. He caught me staring and said, You're curious about these, aren't you? Once you accept this power, you'll need gloves too. Ignoring his warning, I imagined impressing my friends. He told me to close my eyes and repeat after him, I willingly accept this power. I did. When I opened my eyes and looked at my hands, I was horrified. They had turned completely black up to the wrists. The man cackled and said, You can test your power now. I saw a glass bottle on the ground, pointed at it, and it flew into my hand. But I wasn't happy. I was terrified. What would I tell my parents and friends? The old man removed his gloves and gave them to me, then vanished. It's been 3 miserable days since. The gloves make everything harder. I showed a few friends my tricks, but they were frightened and started avoiding me. Even my father said to my mother, This isn't our son anymore. He's someone else. They talked about sending me to the AD center. The day before yesterday, my father asked me to bring his shoes. I used my power to float them to me. He stood up in alarm and said, I'll never wear those shoes, they're bewitched. Azim listened intently, feeling sympathy for Inam. This world is full of strange people, like that old man. He dumped his curse on you because you were just a child. That's why our parents tell us to avoid strangers. They can trap us in terrible situations. Inam nodded sadly. My mother warned me too. She said never to talk to strangers or eat anything from them. Some use drug-laced food to kidnap children and extort ransom. By now, the sky had lightened. Azim looked at Inam thoughtfully. Brother Inam, can you take me to the river where you met that man? It's not far. Come on, said Inam. Azim, being clever, felt sorry for Inam and wanted to help free him. Maybe they could find the old man again. His silent prayer was answered. By the river, they saw the man washing carrots and eating them. Azim whispered something to Inam. Hearing it, Inam's face lit up. When the old man noticed Inam, a sinister smile crept across his face. Enjoying yourself, he sneered. Now everything must come to you easily. Inam replied firmly, "Take your power back. My hands are black. People fear me. Even my mother doesn't scold me anymore. I can't sleep at night. My hands burn. I want to be normal again." The man shrugged. "That's exactly why I gave you this power. I was tired of it. I can't take it back. Go away, or I'll throw both of you into the river." "Really? Let's see about that," Inam shouted. He pulled off the gloves and said loudly, "I don't want your power." The old man screamed and jumped into the river. Then something strange happened. Black smoke rose from Inam's hands, flew into the air, and entered the old man's body. His hands turned black. "Here, take back your gloves," Inam shouted, throwing them at the man. A strong wave crashed and swept the man away. Inam's hands returned to their normal, healthy color. He hugged Azim. "If you hadn't told me those words, I'd never have been free. Thank you, my friend." The boys returned home. When Azim arrived, the guests were having breakfast. "Azim, where were you?" his mother asked. "We were waiting." He didn't answer, quietly joining them at the table. After breakfast, while the women chatted, Azim gathered the children in his room and told them everything. The children listened in amazement. "From today," Azim said, "let's promise never to talk to strangers, whether going to school or coming back. Let's stay safe." All the children agreed. They were deeply impressed by Azim's cleverness and how he helped free Inam from his misery.